Oh, no, there went him. He's gone.
Oh, Wade's out.
Wade's out
already. Technical difficulties. Yeah, we got
Wade
you.
Is waited out. No.
He's waiting
How
away.
about now?
Welcome to the pre-show, everybody.
Okay, now my audio is coming through my headset.
Waited out.
No, I heard an echo from someone.
How about
but
now?
I don't know who it was. You sound good, Wade. Here's Corey.
I don't echo.
There's Corey.
Corey is root.
I don't echo.
You don't have
Do I? Hopefully.
No, I don't hear any echo from
No,
him.
it's because I had
The
to
echo went
unplug
away.
everything. It was me.
Okay.
Because I had the YouTube stream up because I couldn't hear anything, and then I heard it on the YouTube stream, and I was like, fuck.
I talked to Ralph, and he said he's bailing too. He's all like, "Oh, turkey time! I got to go buy 15 turkeys."
15? My
15.
goodness.
Turkeys.
He has a lot of friends, and we're not them.
I guess not.
That's a bit above average.
That is a bit above average.
For Ralph or just in general?
He's catering.
For Ralph, that's actually below average.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Ooh, Google Chrome just destroyed my computer. I'm lagging on my side.
Do we know if Mr. Strand will be joining us, or is this the
Honestly, I have
quorum?
no idea.
Allow me to check the weather. It's cold in South Dakota, so we have a chance.
Chances of Strand.
The Strand forecast is cloudy with a chance of rage.
That's good. I would have gone with rant, but yeah.
That's really Bud Patches' domain. I don't try to.
Yeah,
I'll be right back. I'm going to shut down and come back.
Oh.
Wow, it's that serious? He's shutting down.
He's shutting down.
Well,
He's just waiting away. I already made that joke, but I'm saying it again.
Oh no, that's not good.
I see your camera doing the glitching thing there, Corey.
That's just a
Harrison had-
VHS effect.
Oh, is it? It's a nice little
No.
filter.
No,
Tracking. It's losing tracking.
it's the interlacing is off a little bit. I'll show a test pattern. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I should I downgrade to 1080 or to less? To blood
No,
quality?
there's something else.
That sounds
if I
like
can
professional
find-
stuff, and we don't do that here.
Okay. Then I'm just gonna roll. I just like the VHS effect. Like I don't want people to see my face consistently. I want it to like glitch in and out every now and then.
Do a whole max headroom.
There
thing.
is a solution for that kind of thing.
Okay.
Possibly. I had a conversation with the great BB King about this. Not the blues rocker, because
I was gonna say, isn't he no longer with us?
Ryan performed a seance.
Oh, it was for the Ouija board. He's like,
Right.
he's like, look at my Twitter. Oh.
Drink your.
It was Halloween
Oh.
recently, so we tried something out, and we got BB King to come back.
Nice. So what do we want to
Ben's
start
cooking
this
meatballs.
newscast? Who's
Ben's cooking meatballs. What kind of meatballs? And also, is that for Thanksgiving, or are you in like meatball country where they just do meatballs for Thanksgiving? Are they turkey meatballs? Like, I need more information. Are they? Are you putting breadcrumbs in there?
Right, tell him. You can't just leave us hanging.
Give us the recipe.
Oh, I'm jealous. Wade, what do you have? What is that?
Peppermint mocha.
Oh, okay.
Add a shot. I've been I'm coming back up from a sickness, and I'm
you were down with the sickness?
I was down with the sickness. Yeah, drowning pool and everything. I took some Robitussin this morning. Never having taken Robitussin in my life before. It was the daytime stuff, and like I got up at like 9:30. Like I took it probably like at 7. Got up like at 9:30 to go get some food, and then I realized I was maybe robo-tripping or something, but I was not all there, and I felt extremely lightheaded. And I called my buddy, and I was like, "Hey, if we're gonna go to Starbucks today, you have to drive. I can barely walk right now, but I needed the extra shot to."
Did you
try to
misread
be okay.
the like? Did you do like what? Like a whole like 8-ounce serving?
No,
or,
I just
like,
took a chug. You just a little swig, of the
one
little
chug.
jar. One little.
You must
one
have a
little
big chug.
Maybe, but you know, I don't have a cough right now, so at least I guess that worked, right? But I also am not all mentally here, so I guess that worked as well.
So that was the
Well,
I'm not going to do that joke. That's too
later in the show, we're going to get
I'm
down
never
with
usually
the
all
sickness.
that there anyway.
yeah.
I'd agree with you. I need to pull
Fantastic.
the news.
The news.
And I know Bronwyn said she'll show up, but she'll probably show up late. Otherwise, this might be us. This might be the crew for Thanksgiving edition.
I was about to say, don't we start this thing at 4:30, or is this pre-show banter? I don't even know. I don't know what time or day it is anymore.
Technically, we're supposed to start at 4:30.
Yeah, we're supposed to start, but we're waiting for John, so we're just stalling.
We're stalling. We're doing behind the scenes stalling.
We're
Pre-show
not
stalling.
behind the scenes. We're in front of the scenes. It says live right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true. We are live.
Live.
Well, I had to go live, otherwise Restream would cancel the event on us because we didn't go live fast enough.
Oh,
we
That's
just
just
have
like
to
not
hit
the
button.
best feature.
That is a little bit.
It's
of a
like, what do
weird
we do if they don't show up? We just burn down their house.
Yeah. I take it you've managed backups before. Do you still need this backup? Silence? Overwrite. Burn it down.
Restream lags in my browser like every 5th stream for some reason. I don't know what it is. I
It's your computer.
rebooted.
It's not.
It
fast
is my
enough.
no.
That's
It
the
definitely
problem.
is my computer. I will admit the internals are like 4 years old. Besides the graphics card, but everything else is like on its last leg. So, come next year, it's time for an upgrade.
You gonna be watching out for those Cyber Monday deals? Like, ooh.
You know, I wasn't thinking about that, but now I probably should.
What is up, indeed, Hoax Paragon?
We'll give another minute or two, and then we'll just start.
I mean, the rule in college
Maybe a
was
minute.
depending on level of degree, it's either 5 minutes, 10 minutes, or 15 minutes, depending on whether you're, how many PhDs
Right.
and all that stuff. So I feel like John has at least 2 PhDs in doing the news. So I feel like 10 minutes is fair.
Absolutely.
I'm
He
surprised
didn't
somebody
confirm
hasn't
or
given him an
deny that
honorary
he was showing
PhD
up for
yet.
the news today.
Oh, he said he was coming to the news today?
No, he didn't confirm or deny.
Oh,
So
okay.
I honestly have no idea.
He went full FOIA on you? Like,
He pleaded the fifth.
also true. John's having a DNS issue? Possibly.
Let's turn off all my extensions.
We've got a DNS issue, a do not strand. That was terrible. I'm sorry. That's all I got today.
That was amazing, Ian. Keep it up.
I'm starting to develop a little Gorbachev thing here. This is not
Should
okay.
I do a phishing email where I just say click here to keep working, and if you don't click, you get 3 months of severance?
Ooh,
Like, is
yeah,
that
you
too-
totally
is
should.
that- Is that too much
You
chaos?
totally should. No, I agree with it. It's so great.
It's just
I
like
got-
hard line from the CEO. We're gonna start company name 2.0.
I got sent one this morning, was like, sign up for free breakfast tomorrow. And I was like, free breakfast? And then I'm like, wait a second.
Oh.
They're not really giving me free breakfast. And then, of course, it's all lies and slander. And
I already
phishing
tried
emails.
Taylor Swift
Hi.
tickets, but the client wasn't a big fan of that one. They turned that down. So
Taylor Swift. That's like a $15,000 investment. Like,
that's what I was. Well, no, it was going to be a fish. It wasn't going to be real. Maybe they thought
well,
it was
yeah,
too
but
political.
if I would have saw that, I would have been like, oh, I'm gonna just buy it and then resell them like everybody else in the world. So
Yeah, nobody's
that's a
giving
good
those
point.
away.
it's too unbelievable.
be one of those things where the company has to actually find Taylor Swift tickets because their user base is so upset that they weren't real.
I had a
The
friend
first clip-
over the week. I had a friend over the weekend tell me their internal red team got them while they were at DEF CON by sending them a pixel perfect thing from their like web proxy that said, "You've accessed inappropriate content. Click here to confirm why you did it." And they're like, "Oh crap, I'm at DEF CON. I probably did." And they clicked on it, and they're like, "Ah, you got fished." I was like, "Man, that's devious." You clicked on bad
They're-
things.
Yeah, I think
There
the
is
ruse I'm
that,
going to actually go with is like see the company handbook in box.com or SharePoint or something like that. Just like basically,
There is
something like
that documentary I saw on the Netflix about the Pepsi Points things with the
Oh, the
the
Harrier
fighter jet?
jet.
Harrier jet. Yeah, I'm really curious to watch that.
What is the phishing like? What is that? Is it like if you detect enough fishes, you unlock a Surface Pro 3 or something?
Harrier jet.
There we go. That's right.
Like what is the
In Call
Pepsi
of
points
Duty,
for
though.
security awareness? Every fish you detect, that's 5 points. If you get to 1,000,000 points, you become CSO.
Congratulations. Here's your punishment.
All right, we should get started. It's 40. It's 10 past. Corey, you're root. You're the host.
Okay.
Sudo up, Corey.
Sudo, do the news.
Sudo host the news. Sudo roll the intro.
Roll the tape. Welcome to Black Hills Information Security, talking about the news. Today is November 21st, 2022. We are joined by a star-studded cast of 2, maybe 3 people, depending on if Ryan decides to hide behind the scenes or not. We have Ian. Yay.
Hello.
He's flying around the screen wildly. And we
I
have
am.
Wade, mustacheless Wade. It's okay.
I
I'm
got like the
compensating.
5 o'clock shadow going on a little bit. You know, I didn't shave since like Thursday. I know, it's
Also,
probably-
disclaimer, Wade may be on Robitussin, and anything he says cannot be taken as financial advice, legal advice, or any other kind of advice.
and is
It
my
can be-
my own thoughts, not my company's thoughts.
No, this is
Wade is
not
for
even his own
entertainment
thoughts. This
value
is
only.
actually just the drugs thoughts. It's
Robo
not even-
thoughts.
So yeah, it is Turkey Week. We're on a little skeleton crew. We don't know where John is, but it's cold in South Dakota, so he's probably inside.
Maybe he's hunting turkeys off the farm.
He's hunting turkey. That would be amazing. I really hope that's actually what he's doing. So I guess let's just start out with Twitter. I mean, I feel like there's not like any really
yes.
new. Are there any
Starting
new
with the
things?
dumpster fire.
Did we talk about the email? Did we talk about the email?
What about the email?
The email, the ultimatum. The ultimatum
Oh,
email.
no,
we talked
did
about
not.
that
We
last
did
week?
not talk
we
about
didn't,
that.
We didn't talk about that. I
Oh,
don't
dude!
think I
If
have
you would have got that,
Oh,
I would have
Link.
quit. I would have quit for sure. 3 months.
Wait,
severance?
you're not ready to go hardcore?
No.
So
I am not.
yeah, is anyone here ready to go hardcore with News 2.0, or would you like to take 3 months of free
News
zero
2.0
pace?
hardcore.
That's right.
So yeah, like I don't know, I don't know what the plan was here to be like, hey, everyone that was already thinking about leaving, here's a button that says you don't want to leave, and if you don't click it, you get 3 months of pay. I don't know.
You know how he was saying how like people
It
have
was
to
a poll.
vote? Yeah,
was a
the
Twitter
poll
poll.
stuff, right? Well, he was the one who was claiming that Twitter's full of bots. Why do those polls make any sense whatsoever if I can control a bunch of bots and sway that poll, at least to a point, right?
I don't.
It's like bot jujitsu. It's using his own bot logic against him.
Yeah,
the,
I
the,
think.
the cognitive dissonance there is impressive. I've seen the button push meme where it's like Twitter has too many bots. Twitter can decide polls, and it's Elon Musk sweating, going,
Which one do I click? Yeah, I don't really know what what the plan was, or like why. I guess what I'm thinking is this might have worked in the past. Like it might have worked to like if you're a space rocket engineer, you can't like just go find another job. But like if you're a Twitter engineer, you can definitely go find another job.
Yeah, it would have been a good time to fish Twitter. Oh yeah.
So, yeah, it's just really sad. I think the biggest thing that's sad for me is that the people who are stuck there are pretty much just the H-1B, like people that depend on the job for their immigration status, probably, I assume.
maybe. I like this from Ben Webb here, though, that Ghost of the Dog said it best. He's creating $8 Chan. And I've been on there recently, and yeah. He's
On
creating
where?
$8 Chan.
8chan?
It's no good.
You've been on 8chan?
I
It's
have.
official?
I've been on $8 Chan. Yeah, sure.
So who are
Yeah.
you now? Who are you masquerading as on Twitter then?
Oh, me?
Dude,
Oh.
I thought about going full John Strand, just being John Strand, but
You mean male model John Strand or real John Strand?
Being male model John Strand, but being male model John Strand, pretending to be Black Hills John Strand.
Oh.
So it's like you're a dude playing a dude disguised as another dude. Whole dude deception.
That's really advanced. That's like
you're going
intense.
Robert Downey Jr. level from Tropic Thunder, where he's doing it's like 3 levels deep, and Leonardo DiCaprio is just staring, going, "We gotta go deeper.
They gotta go deeper."
So it seems like the numbers from this, like they've lost about 70% of their workforce or something. They lost their payroll department. Like people are saying, like, I don't know if they're going to be able to like send payroll out in 2 weeks. Like apparently this next pay period's already like good to go, but like the next one is like, what's going to happen? I mean, it's just a dumpster fire. I think anyone, at least my opinion is anyone who thought Elon Musk knew what he was doing, I feel like the only way he knows what he's doing anymore is if this is his plan all along, is to shut down Twitter just in the most hilarious and explosive way possible. Like maybe this was like some mind games. He's like,
No.
right, how do I shut down Twitter? But
It's the
I
most
can't.
expensive troll ever.
Right, I know. I can't believe that's actually what his goal was. But that's the only way I can interpret it as anything but just complete egotistical stupidity. Like, no, I know better than anyone. Like just kind of dropping the bomb and walking away. But
there was an actual security related story that we have here about two-factor for Twitter.
Oh yeah.
He turned it off, right? And then
so he unknowingly turned off the microservice that sends two-factor pushes or notifications. So this is when he's like, I know how to run a tech company. Let me go and cut down some of these unnecessary microservices that we have. This is why we're losing money. And then, whoopsie, one of the microservices that was turned off was the one that sends two-factor notifications.
But is that what
Honestly,
the story is, or is this something different?
No, that's the one. It looks like. Oh no, maybe that says 2012. So,
yeah, basically, you couldn't log out. If you logged out of Twitter, you were in trouble.
Was it SMS or token based?
This
I think
updated the 18th.
SMS was turned off, but it might have been the whole service. This looks
You
like a
should be
different
using
story.
SMS anyway. Use tokens.
Yeah, so okay, this is, let's see. So this is a newer story. This is
maybe this
way
is
old
an update to an old story. Maybe that's what that is.
This is a different story. This is an update to basically a story from 2012. The update specifically was, can you go to the update?
Well, back up. Update November 18th.
So they become aware that another researcher has identified the ability to turn off Twitter SMS two-factor via texted stop command as a vulnerability. So I guess the idea here would be you spoof a message targeting, like you're saying, "Oh, I'm this user. Please stop texting me." I don't know exactly how that works. It must be maybe an API thing or the way that they're handling it. Oh, look. We have a new guest on the news. It's Jeremy. Hello.
Yes. Yeah, hello. I am to being a regular Twitter user here to talk to the peoples about polls and how they can trust all the users on Twitter, Corey. Yes, absolutely.
Okay, so should I reply to this tweet with my password?
Absolutely, you can trust me. Look, I have verification. See, I paid 8 of your rubles to talk to you about how all the different places are totally fine. Totally fine. You can trust everything that is on Twitter now. Yes, Elon is here and he will save the platform.
Okay.
$8 to rubles, by the way.
I mean,
$8 is 490 rubles. That's quite the conversion.
Yes, it's right.
That definitely seems. This seems reputable. I'm actually going to go and sell all my stock. What company would you recommend I sell all my stock in?
Oh yeah. Okay. So if you're going to do that, always go into oil and caviar. Absolutely. It's all any sort of viscous blackness. That is good. It's good for you.
Potatoes and vodka may meet that, depending.
Oh yeah. Little known fact. I can run on pure ethanol. Yeah.
Okay, good to know. Yeah, I usually.
I really want to know why it says snake oil back there behind your shoulder there. What's going on here?
Oh, that's just when it's exotic. Yeah.
Okay.
We use the snake
Another-
oil to oil all the Twitter bots. I mean, not the Twitter bots. No, there are no Twitter bots. Everything is fine. Everything is fine.
Okay, one last question.
Yeah.
Can I have the ransomware decryption key for my grandma's PC?
Depends. Does she have $400 in Apple iTunes gift cards?
Of course she does.
Then of course, absolutely.
Okay,
because
should I
it
call
is
customer
legitimate
support?
business. It is legitimate business service.
Oh,
Nah.
should I? So I just call customer support and they just give me the code?
Absolutely. Yes, you just
So
call right
helpful.
then and you tell them you spoke with Jeremy. Absolutely.
Okay. Great.
Okay.
Thank
Okay,
you
so-
so much, Jeremy.
Oh, great. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna go back down here and absolutely not use Twitter to destroy democracy. Okay. 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 See everybody. Okay. You want to take me out to the stream there, Ryan? That would be great.
He's gone. We've
Wow.
swatted the bot.
Twitter is a safe place to be right now. So yeah, I guess the only other thing I think, unless anyone else has any Twitter stuff, the only other thing that to me is kind of interesting is seeing all the exodus, where people are going and all that. We've seen the Infosec Mastodon. We talked about that last week.
There's actually a related story with that we could talk
Yeah,
about.
that's
with,
so unfortunately,
passwords.
someone at Burps or at Portsfigure, which is the company that Gareth Hayes, who works at Portsfigure, which is the company that makes Burp Suite, which is a very common tool that for web application testing, had a blog post where you can steal passwords from the Infosec Mastodon with HTML injection. So yeah, you don't need to bypass CSP. I'm not a huge web app person, but essentially I see this as people move to different platforms, some of those platforms are going to have vulnerabilities. That's just the cost of doing business. So this is pretty scary overall. HTML injection, what's the vector for that? I mean, if someone has control over a page you're visiting, if someone can, cross-site scripting can trigger it. There's a lot of ways to get HTML injected into a page, so it's a little scary. But
Yeah.
Don't click the links.
Don't click
It's that
links.
easy.
Links were a bad idea.
This is just
Yeah.
a really another good reason to join the Infosec knowledge sharing Discord channel.
It's almost
this
like we
guy.
already have this with Discord. Yeah, it's really crazy.
Wow.
Oh,
Should we
wanna
make
go to
like a
Discord
channel in
problems?
Discord? Should just make a channel called Twitter and it just like gives everyone a blue check emoji next to their name and
I think we already have that. The
Do we really?
yeah, if you look at the community like guiders or whatever whatever I am in there, I have
know,
a blue
but
check mark next to my I am. I don't know what the
But
title
see,
is.
what we should do is we should take that and make a channel called Twitter where everyone gets that.
Great.
But you have to pay an $8 subscription fee. No, I'm just kidding.
No, you're right. We have to launch a poll to see if you get verified. Right? No? Yeah.
Oh God.
I'll bring the
Twitter.
puppets out again, okay?
Back
What
back to
have
the
I
back to the
been
Twitter
to?
thing though. I will admit, like the amount of documentation that the open source community kind of funnels, like it won't even be like a description to something. It'll be a tweet, and it'll say, "Go look at this tweet." If Twitter goes down, there's gonna be a lot of Sigma alerts out there that need to be rewritten, or at least need to have better descriptions. I'm gonna tell you, and I'm a little disappointed.
Yeah, that's tough. I mean, I guess the moral of the story is if there is something on Twitter that you depend upon, might be the time to save it somewhere else or document it somewhere else. Maybe not on social media at all. Maybe you should just put it in GitHub, like where everyone else puts stuff. So I definitely think that is worth a good thing worth noting is that InfoSec community, put it somewhere else. Put it anywhere else. You can link to it on Twitter. That's fine, but just put it somewhere else.
Wait. All right. What other news do we have?
We do have some things from Mr. Jeremy's region of the internet, which is the ransomware region. So there's a new ransomware data released. This is a article on Dark Reading, basically just talking about some new ransomware data. There are 3 things you need to consider right now. This sounds like a ransomware campaign. The pandemic is slowing down. Why aren't the attacks slowing down?
No, we already determined that ransomware has a PR and HR and all that good stuff.
They have bug bounties. They have
They have
So
bug
basically, this
bounty,
is
yeah.
all based on the Ivanti or Ivanti. I don't really know how to pronounce that word. Ransomware report for Q2/Q3. They combined 2 Qs into one. The highlights include 10 new ransomware families. Oh, is it like organized crime? Hey, it's Gambino's in the game now. They're sending ransomwares. So 18 new ransomware vulnerabilities are missing from popular scanners. I don't really know what that means. 2 new vulnerabilities are being actively exploited by Avos Locker and Cerber. Yeah, these are just like, I don't know. This seems to just like marketing fodder a little bit. Like new weakness category, CWE, is contributing to ransomware vulnerabilities. Yeah, so
Got this
basically,
cool graphic that I don't know what it's supposed to depict.
yeah, I'm a little
Circle's
bit
getting bigger.
confused. Does anyone know what is counted as a ransomware vulnerability? What is that? Because from my perspective, ransomware is just arbitrary code execution on any system. Like
Oh, here it is. Here's the pitch. I promise 3 things to consider. There's the pitch of the article.
okay, the 3 Ds.
Dip, duck, dive, dodge.
Yeah, data, domain expertise, and data modeling. I feel like data and data modeling might have some overlap. Yeah, I mean, not to just dismiss this outright because I haven't done a deep dive on the report, but I don't really know what a ransomware vulnerability is. I don't see what that is. From my perspective, ransomware is you get access to an organization, you purchase it, whatever, and then you use that access to do whatever evil stuff you can do as that user. I don't associate it with vulnerabilities specifically. Like, I don't think of, oh, there's a XSS vulnerability on a web app. Somehow that's related to ransomware. I just don't see it. So if anyone could fill me in on that, please do. But it seems like this is more just kind of ransomware isn't going away. I don't think anyone really thought it was going to go away, but yeah.
Right.
I think the rest of it is
line
kind
of
of a
business
pitch.
didn't go away because things changed. Shocking.
No,
Yeah.
weirdly it did not.
Mm.
What we need to do is hire Elon Musk to run a ransomware organization. Do you think we could do that?
I would settle just for some of my more problematic vendors. Like they'll remain unnamed, but that would be fine.
So yeah, I guess if you're
No comment.
interested in business level awareness of, ransomware, check out that report from Ivanti, and vulnerabilities are going up and up. Gains.
What?
I think it's more Avanti, not Ivanti.
Avianta?
Why isn't it AVANTI then?
It's an Avanti.
Avanti, Cadillac. So,
Aviato?
Aviato. So I guess we can also cover another ransomware story. Hive ransomware attackers extorted $100 million from over 1,300 companies. This is, I guess, someone totaled up the numbers. Not really news necessarily, but again, this falls into the category of it's not going away, it's getting worse. $100 million is absolutely insane. This is based on some data shared by Malwarebytes, where they compromised 14 victims in September. So September was a bad month for ransomware.
I think the really scary thing about this is, did you see the vulnerability that they're using, the proxy for shell? Like it is exchange on-prem over and 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 over. Like this is like the red zone warning. This is like whatever. It's like if you're running exchange on-prem, now is the time to exit the building. Like this is.
Should I
So
make
just
a
get popped.
PDF report that says every vulnerability is ransomware vulnerability and just publish it as like a Q2 or Q3
I will.
update?
I will
Yes.
point my threat intel reports at that all the time. Whenever somebody is like, "Oh, this vulnerability," I'm like, "Oh, here's a report over here that says that exact vulnerability is going to be being used for ransomware." And then
just
I'm
like
"Oh, we need to patch it now," and it'll work
The
perfect.
following
Please do it.
the following CVEs are associated with ransomware: CVE 000-0000 through CVE 9999-99999. Okay, good. Thank you.
Yeah, excellent.
Threat intel received. Yeah, I guess I guess this kind of clarifies what a ransomware vulnerability is. It's something that's used by ransomware actors. So basically just a vulnerability.
Great, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, Ian's point about it being incredibly ridiculous that these vulnerabilities still exist and are still being actively used. It's like ransomware actors are like, you can make $100 million from proxy for a shell?
Huh.
Open to the
Good
internet.
to know.
Can't you just purely scanning the internet? It's pretty easy money. Makes me rethink my career a little bit. I'm not gonna lie, but
I can't tell you the number of times I walked into my old boss's office whenever we'd see some criminally silly, easy thing happen that scored $250,000, $100,000. I'm like, what are we doing? Like, we've chosen the right. Like, you go make this score, you take 9 months off. You make the next score, you take 9 months off. Like this.
Yeah, I mean, I will say that it, even if you're looking at it from a purely selfish perspective, the long game with ransomware is probably not great because once you make a certain number of people mad, they band together and they find you and put you in jail, or at least you can't use your money.
so we only target people who people don't care about.
Yeah, but the problem is they don't have any money.
Right.
There's
So
people
it's a
who
catch-22.
everybody hates that doesn't have money. Drug companies.
Yeah.
Drug companies? You only like, you mean cartels or the legal drug companies?
Definitely the legal drug companies, not the cartels, because they won't come after you. And
Legal drug company and cartel is the same thing. It's just
yes, you're right. You're right.
Well,
We're
see, I was
skirting
thinking
a
because
fine line there.
the cartels have more lobbyists. That's all
Right.
I was thinking.
That's true. So Ben Webb put something up here that I wanted to touch on here. Some orgs have to maintain email on premise for compliance reasons. And though that is true, I am curious about the necessity to have the actual email exchanger and exchange itself on premise. Like, is keeping a retained and verifiable, reputable, anyway, they can't be repudiated, copy on there, would that cover compliance reasons? Because at that point, I think in reality, if you're saying, hey, we have to keep this exchange over here because we have to keep email on-prem for compliance reasons, okay. But if they're saying we can't absolutely move it to the cloud for live email, I'd love to know what industry that is.
Yeah,
because
I was about to say, me too.
Yeah.
Because we need to send John Strand at them. Be like,
Yeah.
John, these
I
people have
remember-
to have email compliance.
Right.
So, okay.
I
the
remember
other thing
long
to
ago
note-
in my old job in public education. This was a long time ago, but there was something that it was like a law or something for education that the school district had to have their data on site, physically on site. So for a while, cloud stuff wasn't an option because of that. And I would hope that that's gotten updated since then, because this was a long time ago. But
Yeah.
maybe there's some places that have not updated their policies.
Maybe
Yeah.
obscure state.
So,
Yeah.
I mean, it's two reactions. Number one, I don't think there's anything that requires it to be vulnerable. So fix it, patch it, update it. Second of all, I will say that I have heard there are multiple cloud organizations, specifically Google and AWS, that have specific offerings designed for people that are in that compliance or gov. Like there's Gov Cloud, which is like its whole thing. It's all US based. So like there are cloud solutions that are like designed to meet compliance standards. But also, if it does have to be on-prem, that doesn't mean you can't patch it. So if you have this compliance requirement, doesn't mean it has to be vulnerable. I'm assuming. I mean, it'd be pretty funny if you like got the PCI requirements or whatever to include that it has to be vulnerable, like kind of like code injection at policy level. Like this is like a college research paper. It's like how that one university like tried to introduce vulnerabilities into Linux by like putting bad.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, it'd be like that, but for compliance, you're like, actually, we need to figure out how to make the language say that it needs to be exposed to the internet, just so we have job security.
Yeah.
But
Ben actually added an update to that. I'll pull it up here for a second here. Best idea is to have Exchange on site, but not on the internet, and use O365 or some other edge device to keep it off the internet. Yeah, I've seen that before as well, and that can be okay, as long as you don't have any of that exposure there. But that really only buys you time. Then it becomes a pivot point once they're inside. But yeah, I mean, if the exposure there is the first time there, I have seen what Ben's got here play out and be okay. It's just if you've got Exchange on-prem and that's your the way your mail exchanger receives email and forwards it around, like, oh, forget it. Like you're done. Like
You guys have seen more networks than I have. What are the main email like businesses for that you would go to, right? Because all I can think of really is Exchange and Google. Like, what other email products are really out there that get used a lot besides those two?
Well,
go
dude,
ahead.
Exchange doesn't. So Microsoft
Well,
has
email,
many
right?
different products. Yeah,
Yes,
like
but I'm
I
talking
would
about
say-
like corporate, like
yeah, the most common by far is probably Office 365 or Exchange. Those are probably the
Yeah.
most common. Smaller orgs or medium-sized orgs a lot of times use like Google or something similar to that. Something like that hosted provider. But
Okay.
a lot of companies do like hosted Exchange or hosted, like there are companies, providers out there that will host Exchange for you or like, will do that kind of thing. So that's my experience. But Office 365 is where everyone's going in my experience. That's where everyone's pushing when they have to replace something, they go. But,
Undefeated champion of email, Lotus Domino.
Lotus.
no, Squirrel Mail.
Squirrel Mail. I forgot.
So
Dude,
it's
that's
funny
what
you
I
bring that
had.
up.
The emails from like Yahoo.
2007.
Yeah, it's
For
funny that you bring that up, Corey,
businesses.
because I was going to say a lot of where you see a lot of this is small businesses. Small businesses will go to like GoDaddy or some little like ISP provider, and they'll say, "Oh, I get my email through them," and it's just like send mail on the
$5 a
back
month.
end or $5 a month. And
Usually it's Office on the
Yeah.
back end now, or Office 365, I mean.
yeah,
And you're just paying a premium for that.
Yeah, you get a lot of those. Give you do you want to buy Office Suite or Office 3 whatever Microsoft 365 now for a special pricing of $5 a month? Yeah, agreed.
That's I mean it's gonna vary, but definitely Exchange is going the way of the dodo, just slowly and painfully, but it is.
So
All right.
What else we got?
Yeah, what else terrible happened this week? So there's a new ransomware family. We should talk about this. Unfortunately, it's not like the Gambinos. Like it's not.
Just
Like, I
keep going
wanted
back
to-
to the Gambinos, huh? That's all you got.
I want it to be like organized crime, like talking to me, but it's not. It's just a thing that steals, encrypts your files, demands a ransomware, and also this is new, steals your Discord account at the same time.
Ooh.
So when someone logs in, which I mean, this isn't new. Like, haven't cred stealers been a thing for like 10 or 15 years? But this one specifically is called AX Locker or Axe Locker. I don't know. What do we think?
I think Axe Locker.
Okay, so if it's Axe Locker, then that's what we used to do in middle school, where you tape down an Axe spray can and then put it in someone's locker.
Oh man,
Axe bomb?
Yeah.
That was
I
bad.
can
that
smell
was
that.
bad.
I can smell that. Thanks a lot. The
Is that-
robo
is that-
tripping is going hard right now.
Is that
I'm
what
just
this
full of
does to
Axe.
your? This is like the digital equivalent of that. That you're taping down the encrypt button and throwing it in someone's computer.
Well, it is a
So-
2-in-1 threat, so you get the smell along with it.
Yeah, so it's a 2-in-1 threat. I don't exactly know what that means. Researchers at Sybil recently analyzed a sample of AX Locker or Axe Locker and discovered that it not only encrypts but also steals your tokens. Oh no! It targets certain file extensions and encrypts basically everything. It doesn't include Recycle Bin. Thank God, I can get my deleted files back. It doesn't encrypt its own keys. That's pretty funny. Basically, it uses AES, blah, blah, blah. It steals some Discord tokens. It just does it based on files, so that's not great. And then, yeah, it's got
So-
a nice little skull and crossbones. Gotta have it.
I feel like the Discord tokens is so weird. Like, that's going after people personally right off the bat, right? So that's one thing it tells me. Like, I don't allow. Do you see Discord in a lot of networks? Because I don't allow
No.
Discord. And don't
No,
lie.
this is totally like the initial access broker thing of like the modern world of BYOD, etc. Like,
Yeah.
people will have Discord on their personal machines, and then they'll have saved logins or whatever for their corporate accounts. But I will say, like, there are going to be people who use Discord for their job duties. Like, I am one of those people. I monitor Discord as part of my job, so I'm on
Lies.
Discord. Like that's true. That's going to be true for like marketing people or whoever runs Discord communities are going to have those kinds of apps. So it is possible that you hit an enterprise machine, but I definitely think, yes, you're right. They're targeting average, normal, everyday people.
From tweet experiences, I know White Cyberduck was just talking about how someone he knew, one of the bigger YouTube channels, just got their Discord taken over, and they changed the email, changed the password, did everything to completely root him out, and that there was also no customer service whatsoever in helping get it back.
You mean
So
at
that's-
Discord?
Yeah, even the guy who owned the Discord couldn't even get it back. So Discord didn't help at all. So that's one thing to keep in mind too if you're actually running a decent sized Discord channel.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely is something to be aware of, that like these companies, the decentralized kinds of applications may not have an actual like way, a security team or anyone that would take that ticket. I don't necessarily think it means they don't want to help. I just think they don't have a process in place like an email provider would or something. So, but I'm sure they will over time, because there are big Discords out there, and those Discords are generating lots of revenue for the company. Like the whole Prime thing, where you like have enough people on Prime supporting the server, that's just a direct revenue stream for them. So if the server goes away and they say use this one, all that revenue just disappeared. So it definitely needs to be on their radar. So hopefully we hear an update on that from Discord, that they're aware that it's out there and they're willing to help people get their accounts back or the servers back or whatever. No more ransomware.
No more ransomware.
That's too depressing.
You want to talk about cheap stuff? Yeah.
Black Friday's
Sheep?
coming.
Sheep or cheap?
Both.
Okay.
Yes,
Yeah.
Black Friday, the time when I hide.
All right, let's do Black Friday.
Has
Black
anyone
Friday.
actually left the house on Black Friday in like 10 years? I definitely haven't.
My sister-in-law. She loves that stuff.
She's like, I elbow dropped someone for a 72-inch TV and I feel great.
Yeah, it's awesome.
It's part of the
I had
hunt.
a roommate who loved Black Friday, and it's like, why on earth would I want to deliberately go to a store, throw myself into a mob where they will trample me and attempt physical bodily harm because they want something that's on a shelf that they would never buy any other time of the year?
That's marked up and then marked down to make it look like it's 80% off when it's actually like 3% off.
Yep.
The only thing I was able to score in Black Friday deals is Nerf guns, and I bought a lot of them.
So this is an article on securityaffairs.co/WordPress, totally legit. Basically, researchers at Bitdefender Anti-Spam Lab have analyzed last week's fraudulent activities apparently associated with Black Friday. This is, I think, primarily related to email, or so this is the quote. The experts noticed that between October 26th and November 6th, the rate of unsolicited Black Friday emails peaked on November 9th. I'm sorry, what? Unsolicited Black Friday emails? Has anyone ever solicited a Black Friday email? I have not, personally.
Remember, some people like this stuff. Well, regardless of the article, I think that it needs to be raised just as a public service announcement that, Black Friday is coming. There are a lot of scams coming.
Start training.
But it says Black Friday sale, Louis Vuitton bags up to 86 off. Shop online now. I clicked it.
You're a braver man than I, Gungadin.
It does supply some pretty funny subject lines. Like, look at some of those. They're pretty good. Ryan shares some of them. They're pretty funny.
Oh wait.
Yeah. So there's the one that I already read. Like Louis Vuitton bags. We got 25 Nov 2022 is Black Friday. That's good because that targets the people who don't know how calendars work. That's definitely a phishing target.
That's like a European date format, isn't it?
Oh, look at that one. Provizie,
European or military.
Because the Europeans they do Thanksgiving.
No,
I mean, clearly there's multiples aimed at Italian and German shoppers.
I know Black Friday has become a thing in other countries. Like that's
Canada's Black Thanksgiving.
Canadian Thanksgiving's in October.
That's
right?
a while
a
ago.
month ago,
Yeah,
though.
Okay.
So yeah, I guess like basically my reaction to this is this just looks scammier than like a real fish to me. Like Louis Vuitton bags up to 86 off. I don't know. Like it's just bad.
No, but I mean, what I agree 100%. With Bronwyn, the thing that people just need to be aware of as we talk about this whole Black Friday coming up and spam emails and whatnot is the criminals are already aware of it. And just like regular marketers are trying to get your attention during a very busy season where you're,
Right.
you know, buying things that you generally wouldn't, you're doing more than you generally would. They're trying to take advantage of that. And really the best security awareness that you can have in that scenario is if I didn't ask for it, if I didn't, you know, solicit the email, you know, question why it's in your inbox. Just, you know, can I go directly to their website and see if that stuff is there, because criminals use it.
I mean, it is cluing in on a real thing, which is that consumers may not be aware of who is running Black Friday promotions and who is not. Like, I don't know if, you know, my chosen vendor is running a Black Friday promotion. So if I get an unsolicited message, I might just be like, oh, yay. I didn't know, like, you know, super giant lights that go on your wall is running a promotion. I'm going to click this. So it just, I think it's classic.
Corey's a super giant lights on your wall club member. So when he sees that, he's just like,
if it's 86 off, I'll actually print out the email, take it into the store, then click it.
I thought he was in the subscription pattern, and every week he gets a new triangle. That's what happens.
A new triangle.
That actually would be awesome. If anyone has that subscription, please fish me with that because I want to actually sign up.
He tries a new angle.
Those lights are expensive, so that does add up.
Yeah, that's why I want to do a subscription model style.
Right.
So does anyone else have any desired 1Password has passwordless support. That's fun. I'm a big fan of 1Password in general.
That's the new passkey technology that aims to replace passwords for good.
Yeah, because it's just a different word, but it's the same thing. Is that how it works?
It's
Something like that.
I don't know. I was hoping you guys would know more about it than I do.
I was.
So,
Go ahead.
I was going to say, does anyone know passkeys? Because this is an Apple feature that was implemented a while ago, and I don't know.
But it's not just an Apple. They're the first ones to implement it, but it's like an open source
right
thing.
They were the ones that like, we hate passwords too.
Well, because Apple's never gotten it right. I can't tell you the number of times I've tried to type in like my Apple ID, and it's like, nope. You reset it. It's like, you can't use that one again. I'm like, listen, buddy.
Listen here. Yeah, so I guess basically a common password manager, which is 1Password, is rolling out support for passkeys. I'll be very interested to see how a lot of these passkeys are implemented via like a cloud keychain, like iCloud keychain, or Chrome or Android have like their own cloud keychains where they store your credentials. It'll be interesting. Yeah, so it's FIDO Alliance. We like them. It's definitely probably the way of the future. But I'm very interested to see if enterprise password managers like KeyPass or those other more traditional Thycotic or other like enterprise focused applications are rolling that out as well, or if it's mostly targeted to consumers at the moment.
It sounds to me like one of those technologies. It's going to be a slow roll. It's going to take years before people start to trickle into it, and then 20 years from now, that's what everybody's doing, kind of things.
A lot of the big tech companies are pushing out FIDO right now, though, because of MFA fatigue attacks. And instead of push notifications, they're making you have that token. So it makes sense that something like this would get big and get some leverage behind it. Like, honestly, like they said, there's beta support for Google and Android, and I would be down to try something like that out, but I also don't want to get locked out of my stuff again. That's never a fun time.
Yeah. So I guess keep your eye on passkeys as they get implemented. I wonder, I honestly don't know if there's a lot of major sites that support them, like does Amazon support passkeys? I don't know.
Dude, my bank can't even get MFA. Like, all they have is MSA.
Oh,
like,
banks are the worst. That's not.
Right?
That's not.
Like,
if you set your clock by the
that.
banks, yeah. If you set your clock by the banks, you're going to be like, your password cannot contain special characters or the word bank for any specific secret reason that totally isn't an AS400 in the back end.
That's No, absolutely. While I was absolutely not getting a puppet ready for no reason whatsoever, did we talk about the SMS? Speaking of the two-factor, did we talk about the SMS with Twitter?
We did briefly go over that.
We did.
Do you want to go back
Elon
with that?
turned it off trying to save everyone.
You want to rant?
No, not that one. Not Elon. Mike.
Oh, you mean the one where you can turn off MFA for other people?
That one.
So
Yeah,
do you know
we
how that
got
actually
one.
works? Because I assume you can't spoof a phone number, or you
You
can't
can.
spoof for a text though.
Yeah, you can spoof. You can still spoof it.
SS7 or whatever.
I'm pretty sure you still can. I used to have an app on my phone that let me spoof everything I wanted back
I
in
still
like
do.
golden like original Android days, but
Mhm.
I would assume, right? Someone correct me. I'm not the red teamer here, so
Yeah.
So what I've never spoofed text SMS because I've never really cared. Like I've always, whatever, just pick random text. But with phone calls now, there's like some detection for spoofing, so or at least on certain devices. So I guess it seems like it's possible based on someone confirming that you can turn off SMS for someone over the phone.
But the reason I wanted to talk about is pull that article up again, Ryan, because it's beautiful. So one, shout out to Beto on Security, who is a friend, and I was like, oh, cool. But look at how you turn it off.
you
just text stop.
Where's that part?
You just text stop.
Stop. It's at the top. You just text stop.
So just
Stop right
And
there.
that's
Don't
it.
scroll any further.
Yeah, this multi-factor stuff, it's really getting in the way of my compromising this account. So just stop. Like,
yeah, I guess I would. Yeah, that's ridiculous. It's one of those things where the solution, whatever's checking the phone numbers, needs to check that validity of that somehow. I don't even know if that's possible with SMS. I mean, move away from SMS in general.
Yeah, that's what I was
if
going to say.
possible,
You shouldn't
but
be on the SMS anymore.
it seems like the researcher implies that there's a way to validate these SMS messages in some way, or just completely disable SMS. I don't know.
Brian Godfrey's last one. Elon plans
Yeah.
settlements.
Actually, Elon doesn't have any interest in the moon. He wants to go straight to Mars and totally skip the moon.
So there we go. Elon, he's going to start a new Twitter HQ on Mars, send all the H-1B visa people, and be like, you can never quit. Sorry. You'll lose your immigration status to the
You sound
Mars.
like you're pulling a Qatar a little bit right there.
Ooh. That's out of here.
We didn't talk about that, but for anyone that's out of the loop, Qatar, the World Cup host this year, which the World Cup is currently soccering on the TV or wherever it is, and basically the country, it was a little bit controversial. My understanding is it's a country of really rich people that just use slave labor to do all their work. Or maybe not slave labor, but like immigrant labor. Basically, like I looked it up actually on Wikipedia, like 94% of their workforce is foreign labor. Like that's just insane. Like it's basically like a bunch of a very small number. It's like 80% of their population is not citizens. They're like it's just a small number of people, and then they have like a bunch of immigrant workers like supporting them and like fanning them with big leaves.
Bangladesh, India, and then there was one other, I want to say Tibet or something like that. They send recruiters over there and tell them to come over. Then they have to pay to get there, right?
Right.
It's the whole,
and all their money is from
the whole
oil.
system,
They don't
yeah.
have, they don't,
natural
they don't
gas,
really have an economy outside of just extracting, goo from the ground.
There was
so
a news,
basically
we did have the news about it.
They're this is, I guess this is slightly
related.
So we'll take the long segue route.
That's what I was trying to pivot to.
So yeah, the pulling a Qatar, what he's talking about is they about 5 days before or a few days before they reversed their policy where they were going to allow alcoholic beverage sales in soccer stadiums or in football stadiums, basically making everyone upset, including the beverage sponsor Budweiser, who's like, oh, so now you just can't buy beer anywhere but at like the beer store in like Qatar, which it's just funny. So basically it's like flip-flopping. But what was the story, Wade? Let's finish segue.
I have no clue. I didn't even know the story. I just knew there was one. I was hoping you knew.
There's a European agency has issued a warning about the specific event apps. So European privacy experts, I don't know who that is, but thanks, Phil Muncaster, have warned FIFA World Cup attendees that their personal data might be at risk if they download 2 local tracking apps, which are contact tracing Eteraz and also Hiya. So basically, are these both contact tracing? Yeah. So these are both contact tracing, meaning COVID exposure or whatever, but The latter app, Hiya, functions as a fan ID app that may be needed to gain entry into stadiums. So I guess basically don't install the app is the moral of the story. If you're going to the World Cup and you're watching this podcast, I don't know, you must have really good phone coverage, but
I'm really surprised.
Don't use the apps.
Yeah.
I know they had
Take
they have
burner
special
phones.
anti-drone technology there right now too, for like anti-terrorism, where it's both like ones that'll shoot it down and then just other drones with huge nets that just like sweep across the little drones and then get them tangled up and bring them down. There's a bunch of crazy stuff going on. There's a bunch of YouTube if anybody really wants to jump into it.
Yeah, there's been a lot of very creepy and unethical things that they seem to be doing, including just trying to arrest people that are criticizing them, that's how you know you're doing some shady stuff, is when you start arresting people who criticize you. I feel like that's when you cross the line into being just like sketchy. But
was it Voltaire going full Voltaire here? You know, ask yourself
if you
who
go
you
full
can't criticize.
autocrat, yeah. So
Gotcha.
don't install the app. I like how
Oh,
there's
appy.
one last article. TSA found a double-edged knife
That was
hidden in a gaming laptop. That's just I'm getting fished by this. I have to look at it. The picture is, I mean,
Oh, come on, Tom.
come on, Tom. This is the picture is just. I like how they draw the red arrow. Like, here's the knife. So yeah, that's pretty funny. I think it's also funny that they had to call out that it was a gaming laptop specifically. Like, does that matter?
Yeah, because it's gonna be bigger, so you can fit more knives in there.
That's
But
right.
that's not
Bigger
that knife
knife.
doesn't even take up all the available space.
The knife has
'cause the laptop
NVIDIA
is so
GeForce,
big. No.
so it could stab you faster.
So this is
4K.
interesting. It was in Virginia.
Native
Richmond.
stabbing.
Native stabbing.
This is Virginia. I guess does it
No.
give any details about why? The man hailing from Williamsburg, Virginia, was going through security. The officer noticed a knife in the X-ray. When the bag was searched, no knife was found. When each item was rescreened, the knife appeared inside the laptop. I feel like this is just a story of how not to hide a knife. Like, this is so obvious. Like, it appears to be fixed to the bottom of the casing. The owner claimed he knew nothing about the knife, then confirmed it was his blade after the laptop was open.
You don't keep your
Okay.
knives in your gaming laptop? That's where I keep mine.
Yeah.
So I guess this just staggers me. This was a superb job on the part of our officers to first identify. This is just like, isn't this their whole job?
Yeah,
Right.
That's what I was gonna say. TSA
Like, isn't this
101.
literally like TSA training day one? Okay, finding
Yeah.
knives. Like,
Nice. That's right. Well, they start
Yeah.
with toenail clippers. They start with that. You
so
find
okay,
out.
Did he have 3D printing throwing stars? What is this? Sharp objects
Whoa,
including.
whoa.
Okay, never mind.
No, this is just this is the strategy. This is the strategy. So I guess why is it Dwight Schrute where like he's just hiding knives in every object that he owns just in case he might need them, or like what? Why do this? Do you think it was actually terrorism related? It seems like it's way
He probably
too.
bought it from wherever he was, and he wanted to bring it back and didn't want to put it.
He bought it in
under-
Williamsburg, Virginia. Is that like known as the knife capital?
Right.
I don't know. Where was he flying? That's the key thing we need to know is where was he going? Maybe he was
went-
going to Qatar.
Right. Went to Colonial
this-
Williamsburg, and that was from one of the gift shops. You know,
He's like-
Colonial Williamsburg.
He went to the. This is the Salem Ninja Star.
That's right.
That does not look
Wow.
like a very fancy knife that you'd want to
No, it
purchase.
looks
No,
like
it
a
looks
butter
like a
knife that
throwing
was
knife.
It looks like a butter knife that was just sharpened on the other side, like those plated.
It's been
black
used a
ones.
couple times. It looks.
Do you
It
think he just
definitely
has some
has.
really bad friends that upgraded his RAM for him and decided to?
I love that. I like that line that's about the RAM. I can zoom
Yeah.
out again. Where'd it go?
Oh, there was something in there about right. Oh my god.
This laptop has upgradable RAM, which is good because the sticks appear to be damaged.
Wait,
And
really?
the SSDs
What, by the knife?
under a thermal pad. Why is he talking about this stuff in this article? What does it have to do with anything?
Tom's Hardware can't
It's
turn
Tom's
that
Hardware.
off.
They
Yeah.
can't turn it off.
Yeah.
They can't turn it off. They're like, the fans are filthy and should be
What's
cleaned.
going on?
That's
I
too
do.
funny.
I do like what Timmy put in here. In the whole gamer laptop thing. Gaming moral panic engage. Look what gamers are doing. They're weaponizing
Yeah, that's
their
actually
laptops.
true. Gamers can buy knives now. What are we gonna do? If only they just use the knives in the game.
I like to think there's an elaborate backstory to this, where this guy's really like a spy or something, and he's trying to sneak this knife in. But I know
he's a spy with the Gigabyte Aorus laptop. That's not exactly what I think of as a spy laptop, but
I need something. I need to know the background. Someone.
I know.
throw
I
me
want to
some
know.
OSET on
Do
who
they
this
have a
guy
Twitter?
is.
Okay, someone go make a fake Twitter as Williamsburg Knife Guy.
Knife laptop guy.
But can't we come up with $8 to verify it?
It was intended for a LAN party.
If I can get some ransom payments by the end of the day, then yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So
No,
I guess
no.
we've hit an hour. If anyone else has an article, that I think we can clean out your fans, people. Get some of that canned air, or whatever. Just clean it out. Make sure your RAM sticks aren't damaged, and don't hide knives in your laptop before you get on a plane, or just at all. It's not going to help your thermals. It's not going to help anything.
Maybe you thought it was a heat sink.
It's a heat sink.
It's a drawing.
Maybe the person ordered a RAM upgrade kit from China, and it was one of those scams where they just send you something.
Oh, that would have been.
And it was a knife, and he just taped it, and he's like, "Oh, I downloaded more RAM. Tape inside the laptop."
It wasn't even really his
It
laptop.
was his
Someone gave him the
emotional
laptop.
support knife.
That's
It
right.
was his emotional support knife. He needed
This
to have it in
emotional-
order to feel secure and safe.
This
No,
is
it doesn't have a
Stabby.
name tag. It doesn't have a name
Stabby
tag.
keeps me calm. Stabby
It
keeps
needs
me
his-
calm.
It needs a name tag that says "Little Stabby" on it. Oh. All right. Well, on that note, I think we can end it. Have a good holiday if you celebrate this holiday, and
Happy
Enjoy the
turkey.
See you all
darkest
next
of
week.
Fridays.
Gobble, gobble.
Gobble, gobble, gobble.
Peace out.